Hi guys, so welcome to the day 2 review of the MCG test, the Boxing Day test. And probably today was the day when Australia got a grip of the series. Like, it's a personal feeling, so I will let Pranav have his say. But it felt like the wheels kind of came off for India. Like India were like Bumrah was keeping India in the game so far. They were dragging along with the rain at the Gabba, and before that, Perth was a good one. But I think slowly India has kind of deteriorated as the series has progressed, be it with the ball, be it with the bat maybe, but especially with the ball. I mean, the first session today I think was the game changer kind of a thing, especially for this test match and maybe the series, because with 311 for 6 yesterday, in our like preview in our review yesterday, we kind of said that Australia were ahead just by a bare margin. But I think the session today we got like Pat Cummins and Smith against the new ball, like was kind of like very disheartening from an Indian fan point of view. I feel like everybody must feel the same way, all the Indian fans. Like, good for Aussie fans obviously, because like after 10 years they look very close to winning the series, the BGT. But so I think the bowling looked listless. I mean, especially lots of questions on Mohammad Siraj, like conceding above 100, like going at 5 runs per over. I think that's absolutely not justified. And Bumrah was okay. Like, he was not Bumrah at his best, but Bumrah is carrying the entire team. Like, there's no one else, so we can't like criticize him that much anyway. But overall, the like rest of the bowling, especially Mohammad Siraj, I think it's time for him. If he doesn't do anything special in the second innings, I think it's time to drop him. Like, stating hard facts, like it might sound a bit harsh. And also, I think people are cribbing about the run out of Yashasvi Jaiswal, and I think that's how India lost the momentum towards the end of the day. That's right, but conceding 474 is like from 311. I think that is where the match went into Australia's favor mostly. I mean, yeah, like obviously it would have been nice if India were 153 for 2 at the end of day, but instead of, let's say, 5 wickets down. Obviously, that was also a moment of like what we have in our like away tours, basically 30 minutes of madness or something like that. So that's a very common term. Rohit Sharma absolutely with opening the batting looked all out of sorts. Like, his bread and butter is the pull shot, the hook shot. So we kind of see where his game is right now. I mean, not at all confident with anything he does. KL Rahul got a Jaffa of a delivery. Hard to say anything to him. Like, that was a beauty from Pat Cummins, straightened up after pitching. And overall, like, I think Virat Kohli looked good. I mean, for his 36, he looked very, very in pristine like touch. He was like leaving balls well outside the off stump. His setup was pretty nice. I feel like he was not like being too edgy on the crease. Like, very patient approach. Like, closer to, I feel, the South Africa series, which he had, was a good one. Like, that kind of approach he had here. But unfortunately, the run out kind seemed to kind of jumble up his mind, and he kind of nicked the Boland delivery. So overall, like, so India look down the barrel at this point of time, unless some miraculous performance happens from Rishabh Pant and the lower middle order, which can happen. Obviously, we know how Pant is a great player, and Nitish Reddy can do something magical, and Sundar. And we know India has the batting depth, but I think 310 runs we are trailing by. And this pitch is not going to get any easier, I feel, to bat on. Little bit of unevenness will creep on as the like days go on. So long road ahead for India, never say never, but obviously things look tough for India, and great for Australia. And Steve Smith like scored an amazing 100. So overall, like, everything going in Australia's favor. So Pranav, your take on the day, and where did it all go wrong for India?
I think you've said everything that
Yeah.
almost everything. But for me, I think yeah, the bowling performance is where it's a problem. Not trusting genuine wicket takers. Probably you could have gotten Mukesh Kumar, Arshit Rana, Prasid Krishna, whoever you can talk about, because Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar didn't even bowl enough. Uh, but yeah, I think the batting, apart from KL Rahul, nobody has played 500 balls the entire series. So credit to him for his upside as the only positive side, alongside Yashasvi Jaiswal's improvement from the previous two tests. Um, I mean, it's still not lost. Perhaps you could think that India should get through the follow-on of 111 runs deficit. Even if they don't, Australia will not enforce a follow-on, because pretty obvious that there is only 3 days, technically 2 days, because one day goes in travel. So 3 days gap. between these two tests, the New Year one and this one. So Australia will want to tire somebody like a Bumrah and other bowlers. Yeah, like I said, the concern has been Mohammad Siraj's form. Uh, I'd have liked to have a little more from him as a bowler. He will leak runs, which is natural to him, but I think he deserves a break from Test cricket, which is probably coming after the end of the series. You move on to Champions Trophy, where he's a very different bowler with a white ball. Um, you can't question his place on white ball based on red ball cricket, but based on form, probably Arshdeep is a little more fluent in white ball at the moment. But we'll come to that a bit later when the England series starts. Yeah, probably I'd have expected a better performance, but I don't think the test is gone just as yet. It's still 70-30 in favor of Australia. But tides could turn. I mean, there hasn't been a recent series where Rishabh Pant has not entertained us with some sort of a knock. He did that in Bangalore. He did that in Kanpur. He did that in Chennai as well, I think. So there has not been a series where Rishabh Pant has not entertained us, and this will be one of those series where he will entertain us. This is his time for us to entertain because whenever you're under pressure, uh, you have nothing to lose. Perhaps, like I said, Australia will not enforce the follow on anyway, so you can just go out and play your natural game, bat through the whole day, and see where you get. Because the average score for day three in Melbourne is 241 for six. Currently, India is 140 for 160 for six, 160 for five.
Hmm.
So 241 for six is close to what 390 all out, and then one wicket of Australia, one or two wickets. That's too optimistic, but you never know, right? Because tomorrow is one of the best days to bat. Looking at this wicket, because this is one of the best wickets I've ever seen in the series.
True,
Um,
true.
SCG will be even better to bat. So this plays to Pant's strengths, I feel. Pant wins. This is the only time apart from Perth's second innings where Pant's entry has been delayed.
True. That's
Uh,
true.
so you have a bit of a break. You want to restart, obviously, but if they play out the first hour harmless, that is, they don't lose any wicket at all, like for 20 odd runs for the first 10, 12 overs, then I think we are in for some runs. They will for sure avoid the follow on because you have four battles, two plus the two to come. From whatever we get after that is probably a blessing in disguise because once you get past 270, uh, the moment the lead starts going a bit below 150, closer to 100, then it starts getting to Australia. So for that, you will have to bat almost two sessions. If at all, someday I'd be in the Indian camp, or if at all I was in the Indian camp, I'd tell them go for 90 runs for one wicket for two sessions. It's like 180 runs from here on. So you're 340 for seven technically. The lead is 130 odd. Then you slowly start hitting shots, wipe off the deficit, get it down to somewhere around 70, 75. 75 could be a larger lead, but get it around 70. From this, if you get it around 70, so you're making 400. And then if you can try and bowl Australia out under 200 again, and then maybe because if they go on to score under 200, then it will take another two sessions, 2.5 sessions. So that will be like batting out 100 overs for a target of 275, which is not at all bad. Still, a lot of questions on people's forms or the other things, all those things. But yeah, that's how I'd like the test to pan out. But I wouldn't be surprised if India bowled out under 250 tomorrow. You never know. But in any case, there's nothing to lose. You just go out and play a good natural game. Maybe try and get a century. Boxing Day centuries are always special. So yeah, I mean, just go out there and play your game. There's nothing to lose in this case. Probably it's the best day to bat on. Utilize it, max. Do what you did versus New Zealand in that seaming pitch in Bengaluru with Sarfaraz Khan. Uh, yeah, do what you can do best. Just bat. That just do what you're picked for. Your 11 is going to be tested. You opted for batting depth. Um, so be it.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing going for India, the batting depth, which is still like keeping us in a bit of a hope. Otherwise, I think the first innings is the main thing. If India gets closer to the 350, 400 mark, I think then it's game on, obviously. But anything
I
less
mean,
than 300, I think,
if they cross 400 by any chance, that is 260 runs from here, 240 runs from here on, which is exactly what I'm saying. Then it's probably, I mean, if at all they are uh, in Birmingham in 2022, India were 98 for 5.
hmm,
Uh, then came a record 222 run partnership between Ravindra Jadeja and Rishabh Pant, which actually inspired Jasprit Bumrah to hit Stuart
right,
Broad for 35 runs. Now, if something of that sort happens, 222 runs means 382 for 5,
hmm,
uh, 382 for 6, and then Washington Sundar, Nitish Reddy, or Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar. So probably looking at 440 in that sense. I'm
yeah,
not saying they'll hit a 200 run stand, but that will be magical. There's no harm to hope because Test cricket is
exactly.
hope. So uh, with the batting depth that they have, even if all the batters get to 40 each, that's like 160 runs and then 20 odd from the tail. So you're expecting another 200 runs. That's like 360, 370. So when you go around 190 run lead, it's like, yeah, you're in the game, but not by too much. Then you will need your bowlers to perform at their best.
Yeah,
Uh, so, yeah, I mean, if the batters can pull their socks up, just bat out there, concentrate, don't do anything silly, don't attack line because line is in front of you. They will bowl more line because it's off spin. Uh,
you're
it
right.
can.
Left-hander.
So yeah, I mean that's where I think India have a little bit of a chance if they can just get past that 350 mark somehow. That's another 190, 200 runs. Then it's game on for me because if there is an inspired performance, that is, just one batter needs to stick around. If one batter makes a 70 and the others stick around, then it's game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think like it looks not that much probable, but obviously it's a game of glorious uncertainties. Like we are always hoping for a good test match. And so let's see tomorrow. I think the first two sessions hold the key of the match. If India can like stick it
First
out,
hour holds the key, not even
true.
first two
Yeah.
sessions.
Yep. So yeah, so I think that's what we have to discuss today. So after the test match, maybe we can discuss about the team and transition and going ahead and all those things. But this was basically today's day. And the viewers, do let us know your thoughts on this today's day. Do you feel like this was the day when India lost? Like India did look off color today very much. I mean, for me personally, it was the first day in the entire series where I felt India do not deserve to win the series. Maybe, I mean, if I may put it that way. But so always, but do let us know your thoughts. What are you unhappy about? What are you happy about? Like anything. So catch up again tomorrow on day 3 review. Hopefully a good day for Indian cricket so that the test match is interesting. And see you again, guys. Bye.